So there is a rumor for the Indiana Fever that I think everybody would be happy with. I think every Fever fan would be delighted by this rumor, if true. And the rumor is the return of Temi. I cannot say her surname because I will get demonetized. Yep, that is how YouTube picks up this, especially with my accent. So, Temi is a very, very, very good role player. And I like Temi's a solid starter, you know. Like Temi and Mo Billings, like a lot of the year or the start of the year, we're starting for a good Valkyries team. Yes, eventually Mo Billings lost her spot to she lost her spot to Ileana Rupert, who's just better. Like Ileana Rupert is unbelievable. Let's not what we're not gonna do is talk bad on Ileana Rupert. But at the same time, like you've now got a player in Temi who the Fever can probably afford. Will fight it out with Mo Billings for a starting spot. And if she doesn't start, it's okay. Like she'll be a good bench player. And then you've got the 3 rotation. Like Mo Billings can play the 5. Aaliyah can play the 5. Temi can play the 5. The Fever just fucked up last year by thinking it was a better idea to keep Dandis. Like that's literally what the Fever did. The Fever let Temi walk as a reserve free agent, play for nearly the minimum because they wanted to keep Dandis. A horrible decision. However, the Golden State Valkyries are a team that it doesn't look like they've gone out of their way to it doesn't look like the Valks in general have gone out of their way to keep Temi. And I do think that as a free agent, you would be hearing more when it comes to the Valks. Like the Valks are fully going and pushing for the likes of what's her name? Gabby Williams. The Valks are probably going to keep Ileana Rupert. I don't know who they're going to draft, but the thing with Temi is that she is statistically almost as good a defender as Alana Smith. She is statistically as good an offensive player as Alana Smith. Like, I don't even realize just how good Temi has been on the defensive end. And by the way, she was a huge asset. And for all you dumbasses being like, Temi's always injured. She's had 2 injuries in her life that just happened to be back to back for the Fever. In her entire pro career, she has had 2 injuries. She plays off season every single year she plays in the off season. But she's had 2 injuries in her life. So apparently she's injury prone. It's like Ty Harris. Ty Harris missed last season due to surgery. And up until that point, she played 7 years or whatever, 5 years in the league and then missed 0 games. 0 regular season games. It's like saying Age is injury prone because she rolled her ankle one time. But like Temi last year, did not shoot the 3-ball well at 20%. But she let it fly. At least she was willing to let it fly. But like, she is one of the best defenders in the league. And she runs the floor. She plays hard. Clearly was a great vet for Caitlin early in her career. And is a player that I think every Indiana Fever fan would be delighted with. Like, I would rather have Alana Smith. I would. Not on $1.2 million a year. Not on $1.2 million a year. Just straight up, no. No, I don't want a poison pill contract. Give Temi 600K. If she wants 600K for 2 years, give her 600K for 2 years. Pay her league average for 2 years. Cool. I don't know if the Valks will do that. The Valks might moneyball somebody else in. But like, it is it's one of these things where Temi would be the perfect player to have right now because with Mo Billings, you have a player who is a borderline starter level. I like Mo Billings, by the way. I think Mo Billings is really good, but you've got a borderline starter level player, and with Mo Billings as a borderline starter, she is somebody that that can't be your guaranteed. Well, she can be your guaranteed starter, but like it is a weak spot if she's your guaranteed starter. Mo Billings, if she's your bench power forward, is unbelievable. If she's your starter, it's not bad. Fit-wise, it's great. But if Mo Billings, if you can combine a decent starter with one of the best bench bigs, whether that's Temi and Mo off the bench or Mo and Temi off the bench, that is really, like, that's what you want to do. If you have a weak spot in your starting five, you can make up for it in depth. Like, Indiana Fever have one of the worst starting threes in the league in Lexi Hull, but they won the best bench threes in the league in Sophie Cunningham, or vice versa. They won the worst starting threes in the league in Sophie Cunningham, but one of the best bench threes in the league in Lexi Hull. And especially if you Fever want to play fast, having depth and being able to rotate bodies in and out is going to be huge. And yeah, I think in general that Temi would be a player that I think the Fever would be really, really happy to keep. Like, really, really happy to keep. If the Indiana Fever go and, like, are able to push for Temi to be a, like, long-term piece on the team, I don't know. Will they look for her on a one-year deal? Maybe. Are the Indiana Fever trying to get younger and might not want to offer her a long-term deal? Yes. Could the Fever be... I don't think the Fever offered more than a 2-year deal to anyone. I genuinely don't. That would be my expectation. I don't think the Indiana Fever have offered more than a 2-year deal to anyone. That being said, you just never know what this team is looking for. A lot of people are thinking Temi could be going to the Fever. There has been rumblings that the Fever are looking to try sign her. And I think the Fever are still trying to be the Fever are still trying to go and put together those last couple of spots, which is why Sophie Cunningham has been so delayed, which is why we're looking at the delay to Aaliyah Boston's max contract. Like, it's the reason why Aaliyah Boston hasn't signed the Epic extension. Like, Aaliyah is still, as of right now, on her rookie deal. Like, everyone's talking about this Epic extension. I also don't know how many times people are going to sign that Epic extension, because it's an extension. It's an early trigger extension. Like, teams can just let you, like, you're still stuck under team control. Ironically, like, you're stuck under team control for more years if they just let you ride it out. Like, you don't have to give the Epic extension. You can just let them ride it out and then match whatever it is in restricted free agency. Yes, you could piss off the player, but you don't have to do anything for the team. Like, it's one of those things where you can piss off a player when they're in your control. When they're under contract, you don't really, not that you don't have to keep a player happy. You kind of want to, but, like, you don't have to per se. But anyway, yeah, that is pretty much it, lads. That is pretty much it. Temi, I think, could be a very important player for the Fever if she comes in as a elite bench player, maybe starter. If we're going to be honest here, like, Temi being in the lineup in 2024 with Temi, Lexi, if they run it back with Temi, Lexi, Aaliyah, Caitlin, and Kelsey, that was statistically the best five in the WNBA when they played together. But anyway, yeah, see you guys.